All right, what is going on, guys? It is time once again. Stage preview. Now we are doing stage number 4 for you guys tonight. Man, it has been a long day. Did you guys check out the broadcast this morning? Huh? Talking a little bit about the results from stage number 3. Well, it is now time to do stage number 4 preview. Let's talk a little bit about it here. We're going to jump right on into this one. Keep it nice and short because we're less than a half hour away officially from the first bike taking on the time section of the stage. So let's take a look at the map and see what these guys are going to be up against today. All right, it is going to be a longer day. Interesting fact, though, if you look down bottom right corner, Liaison is actually going to be longer. So they're going to be commuting longer than they're actually going to be racing for today. 247-mile commute with 185-mile special for these guys. If you look at the top right, you can see how it's broken down. 198 kilometers in that first road section, going from Al Salamia to the DSS, Depart Special Stage. That's where the first time they will be catching fuel. That's 198 kilometers into the stage from the bivouac. And then they're going to do another 188 kilometers before they get to the neutralization that is going to have their next gas stop. And then after that, it'll be the ASS, Arrive Selective Section or Special Stage at 201 kilometers or 111 kilometers. Excuse me. A little bit tough mathing right now. All right. And then after that, 201 kilometers to the bivouac. So these guys got a long way. You guys can see that there. Green line at the bottom left-hand corner and the green line at the top middle is the commutes for these guys today. You can see they're going to be winding around a little bit. You can see up at the top, the breakdown, 0% asphalt, 80%, 87% dirt track with 6% sand and 7% dunes, 1% stone track. I still am a firm believer these guys, we talked about that earlier in that there were some interviews that I saw where they were talking about how rough the course was and how bad it was with all the rocks. Well, usually I would think that the TV crews and the media and all those guys are going to be in the tricky and the difficult sections and stuff like that. I didn't see anything that bad. I don't know. It didn't look that bad, but some of the guys were complaining that this was just some of it even felt like trials riding. So who knows? Maybe somewhere in there they had some slot canyons. I did see a post by Jacob Argybright on the stage from yesterday, yesterday's stage, which would have been stage 3. Unfortunately, it sounds like he's got a mechanical. I did see an update from him. Hopefully he can make it back out for the challenge, at least the Dakar challenge class. So with the exception, I believe it's of MotoGP. If you do not finish a stage in MotoGP, you're out, you're done. You can't line up anymore. But on the other classes, you are allowed to line up again, but it is now a Dakar experience class or Dakar challenge class. So you're not in the running anymore. It's just kind of basically a very expensive tour of the Saudi Arabian desert. But for those teams, and especially like what Jacob is doing, you're working on a bike. There is a bike that you're riding that you can help also continue to develop it. It doesn't mean it's all for naught. You know, you're still going to be able to do some durability testing. You do a lot of other things aside from enjoying some Dakar level road books. So that is what's happening there. Mason Klein was able to make it back to the bivouac. We saw that. He was struggling this morning with a mechanical issue on the bike. I'm still not 100% clear on it, so I'm not going to comment on what that mechanical issue was, but he is working his way to the stage. I believe he will be starting today's stage. Luckily, again, like I just said, if you're in the Rally GP class and you don't start a stage, that's it. Done. Finito. So we're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with that, but let's get into the starting order so we can get this going because 9:15 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. That is when the first bike hits the stage. These guys have been on the road for a little bit now, obviously doing that first commute that you guys can see there. First bike left at 6:05 p.m. here, Pacific Standard Time. Roadbook control is at 8:55, so they got 5 minutes for our first rider to get into the the roadbook control section. He's going to have 15 minutes with the roadbook. And then after that, they enter the control section. Remember, that's the last checks, helmet, make sure the airbags are on, everything is situated and ready to go. Wristbands, make sure that said person is said person, bike numbers, I don't know. They have a whole checklist. We'll maybe talk to one of the guys and talk a little bit about how that control section, how this feels for a rider from the rider's perspective. I'd really like to know that part of it. Once they are done with the control section, they have 5 minutes before they take their green flag. And who's taking the green flag first this time around? It is Kevin Benavidez, yesterday's stage winner on the KTM 450 Rally. And then it is going to be Ricky Brabeck second, Adrian Van Beveren third, Skylar House, fourth, Ross Branch, fifth, Nacho Cornejo, sixth, Pablo Quintanilla, seven, Stefan Svitko, eight, Toby Price, nine, Martin Michek, going to be number 10 on that one. So let's take a quick look down. Beretta starting 15th today. Let's see, Jean-Luc Lepin, 19th. Let's see, Bradley Cox, Dabrowski. Man, we got a lot of them. Mason Klein going to be hitting the stage 33rd today. So again, you got some time to make up. Obviously, you know, it wasn't a favorable outcome yesterday. Well, again, we'll find out a little bit more about what happened on that one. And then let's see what else we got going on here. Got a long list. 120 bikes total, I believe it was. 132. That includes the quads. So non-vehicles up to 132. They do have, we are going to find out a little bit more about this. As you can see on the map, you have that M1000. They do have, it's Mission 1000, if I remember correctly. It's kind of like an alternative fuel. It's a different type of race bike or vehicle that they're doing. Again, this is like a futures class. They're, you know, experimenting with what will be the future of racing at the Dakar and alternative fuel vehicles and things like that. So that is the stage breakdown for us today. Sunrise is at 6:36 a.m. or that would be 7:36 p.m. So these guys, the sun just came up for them over there. 17:10 is going to be the sunset for these guys. That is 5:10 p.m. local time. That is 6:10 a.m. for us here on the Pacific Coast. So that is the stage breakdown. That is what these guys are going to be up against. We got the checkpoints, and then from there, the neutralization, and then obviously the arrive special stage as they go around the Riyadh area into Al Hafoof. So looking forward to today's stage. We're going to find out a little bit more. We've got to recap. I've got to mention this really quick before we sign off. We've talked a little bit with some of the people that are interested in hearing about some of the other riders. So starting to work on a list of all of our riders here in North America. So Mexico, Canada, US, all of the riders here in North America. We're working our way through. We'll try and get as many updates as we can. Likely what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up breaking it up. So we'll still do our stage previews like we're doing now. We are going to do another episode with them and kind of catching everybody up on that. And then from there, we'll, of course, continue to do our stage results and now including the overall results because, well, now we got a couple of stages under the riders have a couple of stages under their belts. So now it's easy to kind of get an overall feeling of what's going on. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the results show in the morning. Who do you guys want to see? Who do you want to see in our review of the North American riders? So let us know. Make sure you include the name and preferably the number so it makes it a little bit easier because, well, there's 130 riders that we got to look through. So do let us know. We would love to find out a little bit more about these guys and who you're rooting for. So if you're on YouTube, get on down into the comments section, drop us a like. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know that we've posted the new video. If you guys are listening on Spotify or any of the podcast platforms, if you're on Spotify, drop on down to the Q&A section and then send us a message that way. If you are on any of the other platforms and cannot reach us, jump on over to the Instagram at Chasing Waypoints and get us a DM really quick and we'll see who we could track down. Let's have some fun with this. We've got a lot going on. I'm still waiting for that Honda podium. I want to see all Hondas on that podium. So looking really, really close. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see you guys in the morning. I hope you guys have a great evening. Enjoy, and we'll see you bright and early. See ya.